It's the Keto Crafter here. I'm Lori. I've been following a ketovore lifestyle since November of 2019. I've lost around 120 pounds, something like that. Anyway, so if you're new here recently, I had surgery July the 15th for stage 3 hidradenitis under the right arm, and right now I'm sort of taking a break from documenting my ketovore journey, and just sort of putting out basically updates for people that actually give a crap. Sorry, it's been a week. It's been I had a really rough weekend. Was in just really bad pain from the surgery. The wound vac has been a huge problem. I am now off the wound vac, thank God. Sunday morning, the wound vac started losing pressure, suction, whatever you want to call it. And my home health care nurse, Marissa, she came out and tried to help. And we got it working again, you know, at the right pressure, you know, negative pressure it was supposed to be, which was 125. Within 10 minutes after she left, it lost pressure again, and I just never could get it back. We tried reinforcing it with tape. It didn't work. So, reached out to my nurse, Donna, well, and talked with Marissa as well. And we decided the best thing to do would be to try to remove the wound vac and just put wet to dry dressing on the wound until I saw Dr. Duke on Monday afternoon. Unfortunately, this did not go as planned. If you've ever had a wound vac, then you understand. However, if you're not familiar with a wound vac, what it does is it forms a suction. Obviously, it removes the gross stuff from your wound. It also promotes tissue growth by bringing blood to the surface, and that helps your tissue to, you know, regrow. You know, it's very interesting process from a scientific point of view. However, it can be quite painful for the patient, as I know very well. The problem that I'm having is that my granulating tissue is growing, and it was growing into the sponge. Now, this black sponge is laid inside the wound bed, and then a tube is attached, and then it's reinforced with a clear like drape. The problem is that my tissue is growing into the foam. I mean, that's a good thing that it's growing that fast. However, it is extremely painful when you try to remove the foam to do a dressing change. And that's the problem we were having. It had just fused too much. It just wasn't coming loose. At the advice of my good friend Renee, I reached out to Ask Nurse Cindy, which if you're in the keto community, you probably have heard from her. I'll leave a link to her Facebook down below. She's great, and she got right back to me. She replied back and gave me some advice and some tips to try to make it less painful. One of them involved putting saline down the tube and letting it kind of help that tissue to sort of release from the sponge. And this did help a little, not enough. So I ended up having to go to the emergency room at Southeast Hospital in Dothan Sunday afternoon. We got there at about 4 and didn't get released until 8 hours and 34 minutes later. The emergency room was incredibly slow. However, the treatment was wonderful. I did not see an actual doctor. I did see a nurse practitioner, and you know, sometimes I feel like that nurse practitioners tend to do better because that having that nursing training tends to give them a better disposition, a better bedside manner. And this one was awesome. He was great. I know his first name was Chris. I don't know. I didn't catch his last name. I try to give shout outs when I can, but unfortunately sometimes I forget last names. But anyway, he was wonderful, took great care of me, managed the main point was to manage my pain very aggressively, which involved some morphine and Dilaudid IV, and this helped quite a bit. It really helped because I was in pain all weekend. It was a very painful weekend, so to be able to rest even for a few minutes in the ER. Unfortunately, they couldn't remove the foam, so they basically just, what he did is and this is actually something that he probably shouldn't have done. Dr. Duke wasn't too pleased with it, because without that vacuum pulling, any reverse pressure would have been fine. But without that vacuum on, once 2 hours has passed, it needs to get out of there, because that foam will just hold, it's like a petri dish for bacteria, and I don't need any more infection. So the next morning, my home health care nurse, she came out, did my blood work, and then I had to immediately go to Dr. Duke's office, where my friend, Nurse Donna, helped me. She removed the foam, and we decided that I am done with the wound vac. Now later on, we might have to have the wound vac, especially if we do the TheraSkin grafts. But right now I just can't take it. The pain was starting to affect my mental health, which is not a good thing. I was getting very, very depressed. It was just a very rough weekend. And I have to give a shout out to my friend Shauna. She and I were messaging back and forth all weekend, and it was a very bright light in a tunnel of darkness. So thank you, Shauna. I love you dearly. You were so sweet to, spend time with me, just talking with me. It really did help. And others too have messaged me, and I really appreciate that. It's so nice to know that I have such a wonderful support system. I really appreciate it. I do. Thank you so much. And also thank you for the continued prayers. I do appreciate it. So I am taking the antibiotics for an extra week. Not that thrilled with it, but have to do it. I've lost I've lost another 1.5 pounds, so I'm down to 220 again. As far as foods, I'm basically eating meat and cheese and eggs. That's basically it. The only dairy I'm having is the heavy cream in my coffee, and then of course the cheese that I eat. I've had beef quite a bit, chicken, and a little bit of pork. I did have tuna fish one night, so that was great. But other than that, of course I'm still not cooking right now because really can't, so there's no recipe videos right now. However, I was thinking about something that I thought would be good, and I've been thinking about it for a while. And it's making a buffalo chicken mixture, maybe like shredded chicken with Frank's buffalo sauce and maybe some cream cheese to kind of, ease up the heat just a little bit. And then taking poblano peppers and putting that in the poblano pepper, and then wrapping it in bacon and either cooking it in an air fryer or the oven or a grill. I mentioned that to Hungry Heath, and I think that they were going to try it out. I don't know if they have yet. I'm behind on watching videos. Very behind. I don't know if I'll catch up or not. I may just have to skip some, unfortunately. And I haven't been spending a whole lot of time on the live streams, so I'm sorry about that. I have to go back and watch them and sort of skip and go, because I just still haven't really regained a whole lot of strength, still experiencing a lot of fatigue. This antibiotic just wears you out, and then of course dealing with pain. I haven't been sleeping well, so there's that. But other than that, I mean, I have to say that I'm optimistic again. It's just a very slow process. One good thing about not having the wound vac is that I'm able to get by with just taking Tylenol, not having to have the really strong pain meds, and that helps me feel better, because that stuff is just, it makes you sick sometimes. I never did hear back from Quavos. They took my information. I still haven't heard back, so there won't be a review for them. You know, I'll give you an opportunity, but once so much time has passed, I just like, you know, I like their products, and I tried to get a discount code for, you know, my viewers, but apparently, I guess they decided they didn't want to send me the stuff to review, so sorry about that. And I want to apologize. I know that my channel is not as exciting as some. I know that I don't put out very high quality content. I don't know if I'm going to keep this up. It's been just not knowing. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, so you just have to bear with me, and those that stick with me, then we'll get through it, and those that don't, well then bye. But I'm trying. Again, appreciate the support, the prayers, the kind words. It's just been a very, very chaotic half a month now. So, and I've still got a long road to go, so I'll get there. Hopefully soon rather than later. Hope that you're having a great week. And until next time, stop making excuses and start making progress. See you on the next one.